The same thing has happened with women throughout history, where women's innovation was stolen by men and men got to take credit for it. So
Okay,
now
so
you're
let me
coming
know what innovation
at
that
this moment in life and you're saying that men have created everything. No, they have not.
No, I did not say men created everything. What I said is most of the things that we currently have that have been built by a man. Your house, the roads, right? The places, the cars. I mean, these are things, the technology that we currently are in. This is something that
Wi-Fi
men
was created
have.
by a woman.
What's that?
That out there.
Yeah,
Wi-Fi was invented by
right.
a woman. So the
And
very platform that we're on right now would not be
right.
possible
I'm
if
I'm
not for
I'm
women.
very I'm
People
very
would
aware of
not go
that.
into space if not for women. I'm just saying, like, let's not,
No, no, but y'all misunderstanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
So there's an aspect of both of those statements that I can find somewhat problematic. So as far as the gentleman Trev, with that,
That's true.
we have to look at the power structure that is in the confines of marriage. And when we look at the confines of marriage for many women of the past, it was more so bondage for them, the inability to have bank accounts, the inability to support oneself, and the dominance of males. And I'm not saying that men are naturally malevolent creatures. This is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that a lot of really negative traits that men in the past have exercised over women has led to many women looking to escape the confines of marriage. Although marriage is a very wonderful thing and is a great thing for families, if there are a lot of men that are harming women, doing poor things to women, we're more than likely going to hear those voices. Just as we see today on social media, we have plenty of people complaining about the opposite sex, but you don't hear as many that are speaking up about the wonders of marriage. They kind of keep their butts offline and enjoy their marriage. So I can see where Pretty is coming from. But with Pretty, I think there has something to do with the state of economics. And when you force women to have to enter the market for nefarious reasons like wanting tax money and wanting the to stimulate the economic system by having people put into it more, you're going to have to get the woman out of the home. And as we know, many of the ideological groups that come out are CIA based. These are not all ground up things that we like to believe they are. They're coming from the government as psyops, or they're being infiltrated by the government as psyops. So we really need to take that into account and realize that what feminism might have been initially, it no longer is. And I really think at the heart of feminism is human rights.
I kind of agree with the ladies. I think that, I mean, leadership requires resources. Like, the family structure didn't disappear because women started working. I mean, that's not, I don't know why y'all make up this lie in your head. I mean, the wages had stagnated. You know, it was factory and union jobs. There was a war. Like, women were needed. You know, communities were like economically destabilized at this point. You know, I feel like economic power and stability is what will shape a family. So I feel like in this day and age, like, that's taking away feminism is that's not gonna help. I think that men have this idea in their head of like submission, right? Like, if women just turn around tomorrow and submit to us, then everything's going to be perfect. That's not ever going to happen today or any day. It's not going to happen in 2025. If we went back, everything is going to crumble. It's not going to, we're not going to be successful. It requires the two people.
All right, go ahead, HD.
oh man, this is good. So I'm interested in knowing from a pretty intellectual, is it money or personality? Because you made that statement. You said that you first talked about personality. He needs to have personality. Why can't we focus on that? And then you transition to mostly talking about him not being a provider and he's concerned or worried about being broke. Could you
Mhm.
rate on that for me?
It needs to be both.
All right. So what's considered having money?
Being able to sustain yourself.
So isn't so you
Confused.
would say that's not a number?
Oh, I wouldn't say there's a number. There can't be a number because cost of living differentials are a factor.
Okay. So then why was 50,000 frowned upon?
No, I said 50,000 would not be able to sustain a household with 2.5 children in most states.
Oh, okay.
If women were to go home and somebody makes 50,000, they would not be able to sustain a household, two adults, two children, and a cat in most states.
But based upon what you said, it depends on the cost of living where you are, that the average is not necessarily going to be 50,000 in that particular area, right? So if
But in
it's
most states, that's not feasible.
right, but I'm saying so you're saying that it's money and personality.
Mhm.
So what comes in, where does character come in? Where does integrity come in? What is a plan, a vision? What about those things? Because money and personality cannot run a household.
Right. So when you speak about like if somebody is working, right? If somebody is gainfully employed, then unless they're a trust fund baby or a nepo baby, they have some kind of wherewithal which are driving factors in somebody being attracted to them, right? They probably have discipline, some kind of ambition. The integrity would be a part of it unless they're just a swindler and it's an MLM scheme or something like that. Like it's usually a part of it. Like I would probably say that you'd find a lot of qualities in someone that's self-driven and self-motivated that you'd find to be some of those qualities, and then they have a personality, right? I just don't think it's one or the other. Life is a little bit more complex.
Maybe so, but I'm just going based upon what you all ladies said on the panel. You did not say integrity or character or have a plan or a vision. You talked about personality and money. And
Yeah.
so what I would suggest is that um the issue that I believe that I have with the statement about money and personality
Right.
is that neither, like I said before, neither one of those can run a household. You're going to need a man that has a plan and he knows exactly where he's going and how he's going to get there, and the woman should be coming alongside him to make sure that that happens. When you said that feminism, if it went away, then men wouldn't know what to do. Well, we all know that men make up pretty much everything that is considered construction, right? Men are the ones that actually built what it is that we're talking about. Am I wrong? There are very few women that have been inventors of anything. You
So are
know that?
you is it your inclination that because y'all are good at labor, that means you guys are good leaders?
No, we're internally better at leadership than women.
No, you're better at labor. Yeah, so
I
y'all
think
be out.
he's referencing the concept of infrastructure, mass
Yes, I
infrastructure.
understand
Right.
labor. So
So
when you speak about infrastructure, yes, you guys can pick up the heavy materials, you guys can put them together, you guys can do that. However, ingenuity like is not something that's specific to a man, right? The innovation is not something that's specific to a man. And as somebody who is black, we're all black on this panel, we all know how our innovation has been stolen by white people. The same thing has happened with women throughout history where women's innovation was stolen by men and men got to take credit for it. So
okay,
now
so
you're
let me
coming
know what innovation
at
that
this moment in life and you're saying that men have created everything. No, they have not.
no, I did not say men created everything. What I said is most of the things that we currently have that have been built by a man. Your house, the roads, right?
Right?
The places, the cars. I mean, these are things, the technology that we currently are in.
Mhm.
This is something that
Wi-Fi
men
was created by a woman. I
what's
just want
that?
to put that out there.
Yeah,
Wi-Fi was invented by
right.
a woman. So
And,
the
and
very platform that we're on right now would not be
right.
possible
I'm
if
I'm
not for
I'm
women.
very I'm
People
very
would
aware of
not go
that.
into space if not for women. I'm just saying, like, let's not,
No, no, but y'all misunderstanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that a man, you said that if feminism went away, men wouldn't know what to do. Is what she said. And so I'm arguing the point of how would that be possible, seeing as though men built the majority of the world? as it relates to the labor, the infrastructure. The wars that were fought by men.
Okay, so I'll answer this way and then I'll pass the mic a little bit. What you have created, right, is in this combination of patriarchy and capitalism, you've created two structures that cannot exist for a long time together, right? Patriarchy says that men in general should be able to have certain resources to provide for a family and a woman. Capitalism seeks to consolidate all wealth to the top. It does not seek to play fair. It does not seek to share. I mean, you're shaking your head, but are we not seeing that?
That's not what capitalism is, right? By definition, that's not what it is.
Let me finish my statement. So then I would say that you're completely wrong, because what we're seeing happening with capitalism right now is that things are becoming unaffordable and most men cannot sustain. So if we're going to deny that reality, then we are not having an authentic conversation at all. Because what we're seeing is that wages are not rising as fast as cost. So what is happening is capitalism is eating the possibility of patriarchy. Men cannot in mass provide. So when we're sitting here having these conversations, just understand it is not realistic down the line. You need feminism. If women were to all go home, this country would fall apart. You cannot remove 50% of a labor force and expect for there not to be an interruption that would take decades to even try to fix. And most of the men that we have here today are not the ones that built anything. Y'all were not the ones that did any of this infrastructure. You didn't design. You're not an architect. You are laborers in mass. There's men telling other men to get a trade and not go to school. So what is a trade? You're a laborer, right? That is okay. That's fine. I'm not shaming it. But what I'm saying is, if everything were to fall apart and women had to go home, there was no feminism, we can't have credit cards, this country would fall apart.
Wouldn't that also mean that men are under patriarchy just as much as women is? So why is there a necessity for feminism when it would just be a matter of human rights?
Since we're going to have... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. And the necessities of humankind. If men are suffering under that patriarchy, it's not a matter of needing feminism. It's a matter of heightening our level of human rights, because both are suffering under the guise of what patriarchy is, when really it's a system of classism that is crushing men and women.
Yeah.
What you said
feminism is necessary because people don't acknowledge humanity.
Wow.
Yes, but I don't see feminism as a necessity. I would say that it's more of a human rights issue than just a feminist issue. I mean, you can be a proponent for feminism. Ideologically, we could be one, but more than anything, it would need to be a human rights issue before it's a feminism issue, because both groups are affected. Men cannot even take care of their families as they once did before. That doesn't necessarily mean that the concept of a traditional way of living is wrong. It just means that with the modern day economy, it's very, very difficult to do so. So the problem is not necessarily just men, it's the powers that be. And if we unite with men, again, like I said, it wouldn't be a feminist issue, it would be a humanitarian, human issue.